You know, guys, there's something that I do not understand. I actually need you to help me understand this situation. It looks like that back and forth between Fikile Mbalula and Brown Mogotsi is more sinister and more darker than we had actually anticipated. You remember when General Nhlanhla Mkhwanazi exposed Brown Mogotsi to having close links with the Minister of Police, and what actually worried General Nhlanhla Mkhwanazi is that Brown Mogotsi was in possession of some of the most sensitive police information. And when Senzo Mchunu was asked about this initially in Parliament, he denied knowing Brown Mogotsi, only for him to come back and tell South Africans that, yeah, I know Brown Mogotsi, but this guy is not an associate of mine, like General Nhlanhla Mkhwanazi has said. This guy is just a comrade to me. Fikile Mbalula went out and started to speak about Brown Mogotsi and how the African National Congress don't need people like Brown Mogotsi. You remember, these are just some of the things that Fikile Mbalula said about Brown Mogotsi.
I can tell you, we will never associate ourselves with characters like Brown Mogotsi if he's a member of the ANC and his activities. He must account about that, and the ANC will stand up to such characters who pride themselves openly and publicly about the pride of being involved in things that do not raise the name of the ANC in good stead. Notwithstanding his right as a citizen in terms of the matters he's implicated in, because Alderam Patem requires that he must be listened to. But for the party like ours, we can't have such elements in the organization running amok. And you can see there's no fear in his face, nor the pride of being an ANC member. And he throws it like as if it's a cheap thing. ANC, yes, I'm a member. I did this and did that.
And of course, Brown Mogotsi responded to Fikile Mbalula saying that, yeah, I'm the member of the African National Congress. I don't care what you have to say. I'm the member of the ANC and my membership is only ending, I think, in a couple of months. And one of the things that Brown Mogotsi said during his many interviews is that he feels like his life is in danger now. Now that it has been exposed that this guy that had supposedly links with the Minister of Police, Senzo Mchunu, this guy that has been exposed in Madlanga Commission and in the ad hoc committee of having the links with the likes of Ket Matlala, Brown Mogotsi has actually said that, guys, I believe that my life is in danger. And yesterday, there's a very interesting article that came out. And this article talks about Brown Mogotsi apparently surviving an assassination attempt. Brown Mogotsi survives apparent hit in Vosloorus. This is an article that was released by The Citizen. Northwest businessman and alleged political fixer Opa Brown Mogotsi has survived a shooting. Mogotsi was attacked while driving a red Chevrolet in Vosloorus on Monday night. It is understood that unknown gunmen opened fire on his car. A bullet-riddled car used by Mogotsi has been recovered by the Vosloorus police and is under protection. Mogotsi's car was reportedly struck by more than 8 bullets. South African Police Service spokesperson Brigadier Atlanta Mathe said they are investigating whether Mogotsi was alone during the attack or traveling with a passenger. Quote, ballistic expert did attend to the scene and we are investigating a case of attempted murder. So for now, I am told by the acting station commander that Mr. Brown Mogotsi promised to avail himself at the police station at around 8 o'clock to open a case so that we can formally take his statement. Mathe did not want to be drawn to whether the attack was an attempt assassination on Mogotsi. Of course it was. Of course it was. Allegedly. She added that the police know the car belongs, or the police knows who the car belongs to, and it will form part of their investigation into the incident. The car was reportedly in bad condition with worn tires. Among the shards of glass on the passenger seat and was a white box, and the context of which are unknown. So apparently, this is a car that Brown Mogotsi was actually traveling in. And guys, I think one of the reasons why maybe Brown Mogotsi may have been under attack is that one of the things that he said is that I am going to talk. I think Brown Mogotsi actually feels like he has been thrown under the bus and he cannot go down alone. One of the things that he has said is that I am going to talk. And right now, it looks like there are people that actually do not want Brown Mogotsi to appear at the Matlanga Commission because he has to appear to the Matlanga Commission, and many people are actually looking forward to that testimony of his at the Matlanga Commission so that we can maybe get to understand what actually happened here. So I don't know why this car is riddled with bullets, and the police continues to say that no, we don't want to say that it was an assassination attempt. I mean, guys, when somebody comes to your car and shoots more than 8 bullets at your car, clearly that person wants to kill you. I don't know why the police says that no, we don't think that it was an assassination. It was clearly an assassination attempt. And speaking of Brown Mogotsi and his back and forth with Fikile Mbalula, you remember that Brown Mogotsi once alleged that Fikile Mbalula had a hand in the assassination of the businessman Wandile Bozwana on that interview that he did on SABC. This is exactly what Brown Mogotsi said.
The way Fikile is doing it, on the actions, let me give you one. He traveled with Vusi KK abroad. Vusi KK has been convicted and sentenced for the killing of Wandile Bozwana. It was also shown that he was with Vusi KK 2-3 days before Wandile Bozwana was murdered. I know Bozwana's family. You know, with our interaction, they showed me some proof that actually Bozwana gave Fikile Mbalula 1 million rand and he promised to pay back. Today the money is not paid. I'm saying, in as much as he was with Vusi KK, currently Vusi KK has been sentenced. Do we have to label him? Do we have to tell him you can't be a member of the ANC? You are traveling with someone who's been convicted and sentenced? That's what I'm saying.
So these are some serious allegations, and of course, at this point, they are allegations. I'm sure Mbalula would vehemently deny them. But the fact of the matter is that a consistent pattern keeps emerging. Why are there these constant allegations of senior ANC leaders who are closely linked to crime figures? Let me decode that a bit for you, because what Brown Mogotsi is saying here is that, oh, you want to come at me because I was related to criminal underworld figures? I'm going to show you that you were related to criminal underworld figures. Now, Vusi KK is someone who is in jail, convicted of murdering a certain Mr. Bozwana, who himself was also seen as a very rich businessman. And it's not exactly clear, but those murders seem to be around tenders, again, linked to figures who were tenderpreneurs close to the ANC. And Mr. Bozwana was murdered himself. But what Brown Mogotsi is saying is that Bozwana gave Mbalula R1 million, and also that he went on an international trip with Vusi KK, who himself, as I say, is currently serving time for being the mastermind of a murder probably linked to ANC Northwest contracts. This is serious stuff. This is nothing that Mkhwanazi said revealed this side of the equation. So,
I mean, like, this is really serious stuff, because now Fikile Mbalula is telling the country that, no, guys, I am fearing for my life. What Brown Mogotsi has actually said about me, he has actually put my life in danger. And it is insane, because initially it looked like a Secretary-General of the ANC speaking about somebody that has been exposed to having connections with these people that are nefarious, to now these people, both of them, their lives being in danger. This is how insane that this situation has actually turned out. So Fikile Mbalula says that, I fear for my life. I fear for my life. And why is Fikile Mbalula fearing for his life? The ANC Secretary-General Fikile Mbalula has approached the Pretoria High Court on an urgent basis, saying his life is in danger following the claims by controversial police fixer Brown Mogotsi that he had a hand in the murder of businessman Wandile Bozwana. Mbalula wants Mogotsi to be forced to retract the claims, apologize, and be interdicted from making the same allegations in the future. According to Mbalula's founding affidavit, which we may have seen, should Mogotsi not be stopped and his claim remain in the public eye as they are, his life will continue to be in danger because somebody from the Bozwana family might wrongly seek revenge against him. Quote, the conduct of Mr. Mogotsi threatens my safety as the family and friends of Mr. Bozwana are made to believe that I am responsible for the murder of Mr. Bozwana, wrote Mbalula in his founding affidavit. The Luthuli House administration boss insists that Mogotsi has no shred of evidence to support recent claims that he has made during the television interviews. Other than the claims that Mbalula was involved in the killing of Bozwana, Mogotsi has also alleged that Mbalula's wife, Nozuko Mbalula, was involved in a corruption construction tender in the Free State. Mbalula says these claims have gravely injured his dignity and reputation, as many might not believe he is a murderer and a corrupt leader because of Mogotsi's availements. Mbalula's move to follow the court route comes after he tried to send a cease and desist letter to Mogotsi, but at all of his registered residential addresses in Northwest, the man was nowhere to be found. You remember even that time when the political killing task team went to confiscate the cell phones of Brown Mogotsi. They did not find Brown Mogotsi in any of his premises there in Northwest. And it was revealed later that Brown Mogotsi was there in Johannesburg. He was in Johannesburg, and now we are also learning that Brown Mogotsi had allegedly been attacked being there in Johannesburg. So I think the PKTT must go back to Johannesburg so that they can get their hands on the cell phones of Brown Mogotsi. In Mbalula's view, it is logical to conclude that Mogotsi does not reside in Northwest, and thus he felt compelled to approach the High Court to seek recourse to reclaim his reputation and that of his family. The Secretary-General is adamant that Mogotsi only had malicious intent when he made the Bozwana claims, since there were convicted individuals for the murder and that he was cleared by the High Court of alleged involvement. Quote, in relation to the murder of Mr. Bozwana, the killers of the deceased were charged, convicted, and eventually sentenced 30 years in jail. Mr. Bozwana was a friend and a comrade of mine for a period of 15 years. Mr. Mogotsi's allegations are unfortunate because I had no issues with Mr. Bozwana and therefore had no reason to do such heinous act. Mr. Mogotsi is just being malicious towards me because he is aware of the Northwest High Court judgment which was pronounced on this issue. Quote, I deny the allegations that I was seen in the company of the people who killed Mr. Bozwana shortly after his murder. I was never a suspect or witness in the case against the convicted murderers. In fact, I brought an application against Mrs. Annele Mda relating to a similar allegation, and the court declared it false and defamatory. The case was publicized and Mr. Mogotsi is aware of it. Mbalula also urged that Mogotsi was telling blatant lies with the claims that he traveled overseas with the now convicted former taxi boss Vusi Keke. In relation to the allegations against his wife, Mbalula says they have no merit and are only intended to lower his and his wife standing in the eyes of the public. Mbalula charges that if Mogotsi believes his allegations that he is involved in the murder and his wife is in corruption, both of which are crimes, he would have approached the law enforcement by now. Quote, the decision not to report these allegations to the police is unfortunate. Mr. Mogotsi has no sound basis for violating the law, and in particular the basic human rights of other people, the right to dignity without subjecting these allegations to judicial oversight. Mbalula told the court He was also worried that Mogotsi's claims, if left unchallenged, have potential to make more than 1 million rand ANC members and millions of supporters whom he leads view him with suspicion. So now it is clear that Mbalula is not happy about these utterances that were made by Brown Mogotsi. And I'm sure this is what these people were actually fighting against from the beginning. It did not look like, okay, there was something deeper with this fight. It actually looked like another back and forth from the ANC people. But nah, man, the way it has turned out, it is scary, man. It is scary to follow all of these things that have actually happened. So now, with these claims that have been brought by Brown Mogotsi, I think it's going to be a bit tough for Fikile Mbalula to actually explain what actually happened here. Because I looked a bit into the murder of Mr. Wandile Bozwana and these alleged claims or alleged links with Fikile Mbalula, and it's insane, man. It is insane because here it says that what happened to Mr. Wandile Bozwana. Wandile Bozwana was a businessman in South Africa with strong links to political links. He was killed in a shooting in late 2015 while traveling near Pretoria. After his death, investigations suggested his murder may have been linked to competition, business interest, and politics. So these are Mbalula's alleged connections. Number one, reports state that Bozwana had a meeting with Mbalula and another taxi industry figure Vusikeke just 2 days before Bozwana's assassination. It is reported that on the day of the murder, Mbalula allegedly phoned Vusikeke. That raised questions in the media reports about whether Mbalula had knowledge of or involvement in what happened. Some sources say Bozwana had allegedly lent Mbalula a large sum of money in order to attend a boxing match abroad. And these are things that have been said by Brown Mogotsi that now the family of Wandile Bozwana, they have actually showed me proof that Wandile Bozwana has gave Fikile Mbalula something like 1 million rand. And Fikile Mbalula was traveling abroad with the same man that has been thrown in jail for killing Wandile Bozwana. Absolutely madness, man. Absolutely madness. So what is still unclear, number one, is that there is no public verified proof that Mbalula ordered or directly caused Bozwana's murder. The report suggests that he is, quote, a person of interest in the sense of being connected to key people in this case. Number two, what is not clear is that the exact nature of the meeting between Bozwana, Mbalula, and Vusikeke is unclear from the public sources. The motives for the killing remain disputed. Number three, what is unclear is that several investigations and reports exist, but many questions remain unanswered about the chain of who ordered the hit, why exactly, and how it was executed. So, in conclusion, Bozwana was murdered. Mbalula is connected to this case because he met Bozwana shortly before the murder, and he had a phone call with a suspect on the day of the murder. But there is no confirmed public record that Mbalula had been proven to have orchestrated or ordered this murder. Guys, this is serious stuff. This is serious stuff. I don't know, man. I actually don't know what to make about this whole situation. I actually don't know what to make of this whole situation, but I guess time will tell. And guys, so what are your thoughts, man? What are your thoughts? Please tell me in the comment section. Don't forget to hit the like button and the most important part is subscribe. My name is Thomas Mabaso. I will see you next time. Bye-bye.